But many times throughout our history, we have been challenged. This is one of those times. The current economic crisis is the worst in a generation. Plants have been closed and jobs have been lost. In some cases, entire industries have declined or even disappeared. Forest communities have been devastated, and no one knows the personal toll caused by this crisis more than you, the members here in District 3. As everyone in this room knows, particularly those from Thompson, Manitoba, we're also facing some of the toughest and meanest multinationals that we've ever faced. Brothers and sisters, we know that some of our members are struggling. We know that some of our members are demoralized. We can all understand why they feel that way. But brothers and sisters, throughout our great union history, one thing that has always been true, we've always accepted a challenge and we faced it head on. The big recessions of the early 80s and the 90s challenged us. The loss of manufacturing jobs and corporate bankruptcies challenged us. And the conservative softwood lumber agreement challenged us. And years of neoliberal policies and so-called free trade challenged us. But let me say, brothers and sisters, despite these challenges, we have more members in Canada today than we did 25 years ago. We are not only just a surviving union, we are a fighting union. Steelworkers are always adapting and innovating and pulling together. We're always finding new merger partners, organizing in new sectors, and developing new bargaining strategies and identifying ways to improve the lives of working people. Our current struggles may be testing us, but as we have in the past, we will take these challenges and even build a stronger union. No sector or area of the country has been hit harder than the forestry sector of workers in District 3. The last 2 years have been devastating and have created the absolute worst conditions to bargain under. Yet, courageous Wood Council locals have negotiated agreements that have provided wages and benefit increases while protecting our members in the event of layoff or closure. Our hats need to go off to Bob Matters and Steve Hunt and the local unions that have found and worked so hard to get these collective agreements, and they deserve the support of what they've been able to do on behalf of their members. But make no mistake about it, we have many hard battles in the year ahead. But let the word go from here this day and from this place. We will stand with our brothers and sisters as they take on these battles, and we will bargain their contracts, and you are going to have the solidarity and the support of the entire union, both internationally and nationally. You will have that solidarity of the labor movement when we go to the bargaining table to make sure that we maintain what we've got and continue to improve the conditions. One of the hardest battles that we will face will be Vale and Thompson. We know how vicious this multinational can be. When Vale decided to use its massive wealth to break our union, they were met with an innovative strategic campaign from Brazil to Indonesia, a coordinated media response from the Sudbury Star to the New York Times, and the toughest union locals anywhere in the country. This is one of the hardest battles that our union has ever fought, with one of the biggest and meanest companies in the world, a company that makes profits that are absolutely obscene. In 2 years, they made $4 billion in Ontario alone. They increased their executive pay by 120%. And yet, Vale demanded massive concessions from our workers. Vale simply intended to undermine the way of life that was built by generations of steelworkers. This is just greed that has gone wild. And in the most recent quarter, Vale made a record profit of $6 billion. Apparently, no amount of profit is enough for this greedy company. That is why our battle continues to this day at Voisey's Bay in Atlantic Canada. Brothers and sisters, greed among the wealthy and corporate elite is out of control, and Vale is the best example of that. But I have a message for the corporate elite. A strong, united union trumps greed every time. Greed is no match for the United Steelworkers, our members, our communities, or our determination. Our determination and solidarity give us the strength to stand up for our families, stand up for our pensioners, and to stand up for our communities. We stood up at Vale and Sudbury, and we will stand up for them in Thompson, Manitoba as well. Brothers and sisters, let me say a word about potash. As you know, today, at some time early this afternoon, the federal government is going to make an announcement in regards to the hostile takeover, with regards to BHP. I just want to say this, that the potash that is in the Canadian soil belongs to the Canadians, period. The workers and the communities that own and produce the potash should benefit from those resources. The government that provides the services to the citizens of the province should get royalties from those resources. And Stephen Harper should not let foreign multinational companies take control of our resources and leave our workers and citizens high and dry. Stephen Harper should not do to potash as what he did to Stelco, what he did to Falconbridge, and what he did to Vale. Liberal and conservative governments for the last 15 years have been selling off our industries and resources to foreign multinational corporations without Canadians getting any long-term benefit. Imagine there is not a single major steel company left in Canada today. And when these multinational companies break the meager promises that they do make to our federal governments, and which the governments do not hold them to account to. And we've seen that time after time, be it at Vale, be it at Falconbridge, which is purchased by Xstrata, and also US Steel, which were presently involved in another potential lockout. There has been absolutely no net benefit in those circumstances where the government has allowed foreign multinationals to come in, and we've not seen the net benefit. We've seen devastation where they've given the opportunity to roll back the clock of the gains that we've been able to build years and years, and that has to be stopped, and it's for that reason hopefully Harper stands up for Canadians and stands up for the potash workers here in this province.